Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to play Lethal Company. If you have never ever played it before and you want to know the basics, maybe I'll show you a little bit more than basics, we will see. So this is the game, you get it from Steam. Right now the game is on version 72, but you have to know that some people, including me, play also previous versions of the game for various reasons. Previous versions of the game gave, let's say, birth to the high quota mode of playing. And it's easier to play high quota in previous versions. That's why. So for different reasons, people may play different versions depending on what their goals for the leaderboards are, or in general, just as a challenge. So this is a game. When you want to play this game, you can either host a game. It can be a public game for anyone to join, or it can be friends only. So only your friends can, Steam friends, can join the game. You play up to 4 people. You and other 3 people. Here you have the files. You can save a game in these files. Ignore this, it's incompatible because it's from another version. Another way to play the game is to join a crew. You don't have to host your own lobby. You can join a crew. When you host, also you give your server a name. So you can just join a crew. You can see here different lobbies. You can choose one and play with them. Let's go back. Here in settings, you can, for example, why is it disabled? Okay. You can check your sound. If your mic is working, you're gonna need a mic to communicate with the other people. You can either play with voice activation or push to talk. I use a mod that allows me to toggle mute, which is a little bit easier than push to talk. You have to be careful because in game, your sounds can attract monsters. So the controls are here. You can change your keybinds. Up here, various keybinds, and this is the FPS, how you play, the brightness. Usually we pull this towards the right end because the game is very dark on its own. I don't like to play with full brightness because it feels a little bit washed out. Accessibility, etc. So I'm going to play a solo game to show you how you play this game, okay? So let's go to file 2 and create a lobby. Well, we're gonna be playing on our own, not with other people for now. So this is the speaker.
Welcome to your first day on the job. This is your very own autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract. Make yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Great asset.
This is the iconic song that everyone was singing. Great asset. So if you don't want to hear this every time, you can disable the speaker with E. You can also choose the furniture and move it, or you can simply remove it completely. And here, the most important thing now is the terminal. We go into the terminal. Here you see in the display where we are currently. We're orbiting the moon called Experimentation. Some information about it. And here we have the quota. So we are basically employees. Are we employees or employers? Employees, yeah. So we're employees. We work for the company. And the company tells us, I want you to reach this quota, 130. The deadline is 3 days. If you don't reach the quota by the 3rd day, something bad will happen to you. Basically, they're going to fire us and they're going to toss us into space. So we have 3 days to reach this quota. How do we reach the quota? We go to different moons, abandoned moons, weird, wild moons where there's like a sort of post-apocalyptic atmosphere with abandoned facilities. We have to retrieve items that are worth credits, and we have to have 130 at least to be able to move to the next stage. Here we have the service manual. Anyway, let's drop it. Here we have the switch, turn on the lights and off. So basically you're moving with WASD, you're using E to interact, and you're using a drop key to drop items. Pick up with E and you drop with your drop item. I'm using a mouse right now button for this. Excuse me. And you can change suit if you have another one. We don't have right now. You can also run, and you can also sneak. When you sneak, then they can't hear you, and that's important. So I have changed these keybinds. You can use the default ones from the settings, or you can change these to suit your needs. Here in the terminal, you can see moons. These are the moons you can visit. Experimentation, Assurance, and Vow. These 3 first moons are the free moons, and they are easier kind of than the rest. Offense, March, Adamance, they are also free moons. Offense is more dangerous. March is not so dangerous. Adamance is very dangerous. But it has also really good loot. So the best players go to Adamance when they don't have any money to buy a moon. And then we have Rend, Dine, and Titan. They cost money. If you type Rend, the cost is 550. Currently mild weather. Confirm and deny. If we confirm with C, it says that you cannot afford the item. Go back to moons. But since this is a video for beginners, we will not really go into the paid moons. There's also Artifice, which is a moon that's not on the list. Very dangerous with good loot. And there's also another moon that's not on the list. Very dangerous, not so good loot. You find out about these moons through in-game clues. So, what else can we find in the terminal? We can also go to the store. You can buy items. Most important item, the shovel. You can kill entities with the shovel. Now, let's go into experimentation. Experimentation is a little bit boring because it doesn't have very good loot. So you don't get so excited when you find things there. But we're just starting, so we want to go somewhere where it's not so dangerous. So I'll show you experimentation. We start the game and we're going to land there now. This is experimentation. These are the buildings and the facilities over there. So we're gonna jump out. This is our ship, by the way. We have now specific amount of time to do this. By midnight, the autopilot is going to leave. So when you're right-clicking, you can scan, and it tells you how much something costs. For example, the beehive here costs 73. Beehives are a little bit difficult to move. You have to maneuver around them and hope that you don't get bitten or stung by the bees. So I moved them a little bit. Now I'm waiting for my stamina. So on the top left of your screen, you see this little man, which is white. That means that my health is full. And there is an orange circle around it, not a full circle. That's the stamina. As long as I have stamina, I can run. If you run out of stamina, you become slower and enemies can catch you, like the bees here. So I'm gonna try now to move the beehive on the ship. And I'm gonna put it here. And I'm gonna leave. So you see there that I got stung a little bit. So my icon on the top left has become a little bit pink. On the top middle, you can see what time it is. It is 10:20 a.m. So I'm running now since I have the beehive on the ship. I'm running to go inside the facility. I decided to move the beehive because it was also kind of in my way. And it's also worth money, so now we're entering the main exit of the facility. Main exit or main entrance. So here we are going to look for items like this one. Grabbing this item. I'm sneaking to check if there's a snare flea. I'm looking behind me to see if there is a specific monster that stalks you. So we turn that off. Now we can see again, that was steam. As you see, as I'm moving around, I'm also right clicking. If you fall here, you're dead. So you need to be very careful. Another item. Oh, as you see, this is the fire exit over there. So I'm grabbing items and I'm gathering them in areas. Okay. Items spawn in areas like these ones, like we are here. You see where these yellow ledges are? These are areas where items can spawn. In the labyrinths, items cannot spawn unless their spawn circles overlap from areas like this. I'm not sure if you got that. Oh, this is a loot room, for example. I'm right clicking as I'm going. You have to be fast. Sometimes there are turrets or mines that can obstruct your way. So now, if you see at the top left, it says 90 lb. That means that I'm carrying now weight. And all these items that I'm carrying, this item is a 200. The other items are 100. You can only carry one 200 item with you every time. If you have less weight, then your stamina replenishes itself faster, which is why you will see us sometimes dropping items. So here we have to be careful. I'm dropping the items so that they get collected. This one, I'm going to open it with a left click. Okay, that's an expensive metal sheet. And we have time, we could go back in slowly. Even in this moon that's not very dangerous, more monsters are going to spawn. For the sake of this video, let's go back in. Maybe we can meet a monster. So the fire exit is over there. You just go up the ladder there, but it's more far away and near activity. Did you see that? When it says near activity, it means that there's an entity in there. So, this is a spore lizard. The spore lizard can bite you. You cannot kill it, but it's not very dangerous. It's one of the most harmless entities. So, oh, I scanned something, but I don't know what. So, there could be a bracken here. Oh, I heard it. It's a bracken. Oh, it's down there, the bracken. The bracken is a very formidable enemy. The bracken sneaks. And the bracken... Let's stay here. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, we may see the bracken sneaking. It stalks you and it is silent. But when you confront it and you look at it, it retreats. If you look at it for too long though, it's going to attack you and will strangle you. You see now? You see? The bracken is sneaking there. If it's at the 25th, around 1/4 of your screen, at the sides, then it doesn't register as you seeing it. That's why now he's staying there. You see, I'm going a little bit. He's not moving, he's sneaking. So now I looked at it and it's retreating, not retrieving, sorry. So we don't want to die now, we don't want to be strangled, so we're gonna leave. I just have the key with me. With the key you can open locked doors inside the facility. And maybe we will have also some enemies outside here. So outside of the facility, I'm sneaking now, going low without making sound. So here there can be huge monstrous dogs, and dogs are blind, but they have a really good sense of hearing, and if they hear you, they're gonna go towards the sound that they heard. We're gonna to push the dog so that they can't hear me, okay? Because otherwise when I'm speaking, they can hear me. However, since this is a moon that's not really very dangerous, not many entities spawn very frequently, we may not see nothing. So we saw 2 entities inside and nothing outside. Oh, I can hear the dog. Can you hear it? Let me see if I can show you. There it is. That's the dog. And if I make any sound, like rushing, running, or I drop an item, it's gonna come towards me and eat me. It will bite me. It will become wild and ferocious. So now it's 10 p.m. In 2 hours, the autopilot will take off. We can see here in the radar, that's the red dot is the dog. It's moving away. So now I'm gonna take off, and at the same time, I'm gonna run. And now I'm gonna grab the beehive and bring it in so that it can be collected, because outside of the ship it's not collected. And that's basically how you play the game. So how much did we collect today? 173 out of the possible 221. If you right click, it counts. So we have already more than the quota required. And basically you just keep playing the game. When you have more money, you can buy more expensive moons. The gameplay becomes more complex. You have to deal with more and more difficult enemies. It's always more fun to play with other people, and it's obviously easier. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you assurance as well. So I typed ASS and enter, and then C and enter for confirm. So I'm gonna show you here what we can do in assurance. We can run, and then we jump here at the side of the ship, and you can see that landing over there. We're here on this rock. Over there is the main exit. Over there is the fire exit. So this is like a nice way to reach the fire exit faster. Assurance usually has better loot. No! Okay. We're alive. So this is a turret. You see, it's aiming around. And if you're on its way, it's going to attack you and kill you if you don't move. This is called the Bracken room, because legend has it that that's where the Bracken spawns, but this is only an urban legend. It's not true. So I'm looking behind me all the time because I want to avoid having to face the Bracken in case it's stalking me. Okay, that's why I'm doing this trick. So we're not very lucky here. I'm gonna try and run beyond the turret, see if we can make it. Oh shit, now we have on us a Snare Flea. Snare Flea in normal game kills you unless you have a shovel on you. Oh shit, I hear a spider as well. And solo, luckily this Nerfly leaves you alone. I don't want to move because this is a Nerfly. Oh. There it is, you see it? That's the Nerfly. It's So I hear a spider. It's a little bit of a mess in there. Assurance has better loot, but it's also more dangerous. And we have a... Ooh, it's not worth a lot, so I'm not gonna grab it. We were, however, unlucky with the fire exit loot. There weren't many good loot rooms around. Obviously, it's kind of random. Sometimes in main exit you can find more loot rooms before you enter the labyrinth. So I'm going to the main exit now. Oh shit. Wow. Look at this, there's a turret and there's also a leak. Oh, okay, that's dangerous, yeah? That's dangerous. Let's check this side. I'm also looking up for snarfleas. Snarfleas are very common in Assurance. So we found a loot room. There's a soccer ball here. You can look at the corners because, as I told you, if there's a circle where things are spawning here, the circle can't go beyond the room and they can spawn outside. And sometimes they don't even scan. So this is where you can control the electricity. When everything is at the left side, then everything is on. That's a snarfly, not a snarfly, that's a loot bag. A loot bag is a particular entity. It's not extremely dangerous, but it gathers loot. This is the hoarding bag. There are two of them. They can attack you and kill you if you go too close to them or if you grab any of their items. So now there's an item here. And this is the apparatus. This is what powers the facility. And it's worth it's worth 80, the apparatus. So I'm going to do a trick here. I'm going to run to use up stamina. This makes you run faster. And now I'm gonna go in and grab the apparatus. Where was it? It's on the other side. Now the lights are gonna go out because the power is out. When so more entities are supposed to be spawning when Where is it? Here. I'm gonna grab the apparatus so that I can see when I'm kicking the ball. And then I'm gonna return for the toilet paper. So there's an enemy here that is hidden. Worms. Worms are very dangerous in Assurance. Huge worms under the earth. In Assurance spawn also dogs. I think got a bag now because I can't hear my footsteps. The fact that I can't hear my footsteps though doesn't mean that entities can't hear me, so I gotta be careful. We have a sound bug right now. I can't hear our footsteps. So when you right click, you can also see where the main entrance is if you're close enough. The good thing about the toilet paper is that it's only 5 lb. The bad thing is you can't see anything with this thing in front of you. All right. I'm gonna wait a little bit to show you what happens when it's night here. Very rarely a giant can spawn here. Giants just grab you and eat you. But there's a very low probability for that. Yeah, sometimes you just don't see any enemies. Other times it's chaos, completely chaotic. When you're on top of the ship, the dogs can't get you here. There could be dogs and there could be another... Oh, over there, you see? I see a dog moving a shadow. They can be in other parts of the moon. They don't have to be where you are exactly. So we're taking off. And for the final part, I'm going to show you a moon, beautiful moon called Adamance, which is more dangerous. 308. Not very bad. So we're going to type Ada, enter, C, enter. I'm now going to bring the ball there, make some order in the ship, so that's not looking very Weird. Some items you can interact with them. For example, the remote control, you can switch off and on the lights, which is really cool. So Adamance is flooded, sadly, but we can still play it. So if you scan, you can see the number of objects on the moon. There are 19. I'm gonna put this here because it lures the baboon hawks. So this is Adaman's main exit, fire exit. With the latest update, we got some really nice colors on Adaman's. You see, it's flooded. Every moon can have a weather. It can be mild weather or it can be flooded. And you see, so much water. If you go underwater, you die. It can be stormy. It can be rainy. It can be eclipsed. Eclipsed is the most dangerous. We still have the bug. Oh my god. I still can't hear my footsteps. Let's check the right side. Okay. Oh, so this here is a locker room. Lockers can have a lot of items. Don't necessarily have, but they can have, depending how lucky you are. Here is a kind of secret place where stuff can spawn. Okay. So we got 4 items, that's already really good. If you're playing with other people, you want to get more items, but solo, you don't really have a lot of time. Now I can't use a bridge because the bridge breaks if you have more than 16 lb weight. So I'm gonna use a secret path. I'm gonna run and hug the left side over here and hope that I don't go into the water. Okay. Yeah, that requires a little bit of skill to do. In general, obviously, this game, it requires some skill. You need to play it often to get used to the controls and be able to do everything without thinking. Roaming locusts are harmless. These things are tulip snakes and they're very annoying. I'm gonna close the door so that they don't get in. They're very annoying because they can get on your head. They glue on your head. They're loud. And you see, it's following me. If it gets on my head... Shit. If more than one get on your head, they make you fly and then you can fall and get fall damage and even die. You can steer with them, sort of, but... And if dogs hear you with them, you can become toast. So, I'm gonna go in. Maybe I will find something to kill it. Maybe there's a stop sign here that will allow me to kill it. No? It's really annoying that I can't hear my footsteps. Red soda. Looking at corners. Yes! Look at this. Beautiful. We killed it. Hairbrush, big brush, items. Oh. Wait. Huh? There's a baby. This is the monitor. Extremely dangerous entity. You die with it. I don't remember where the exit is. It's here. Come here. So, if this baby becomes an adult, we are screwed. Because it becomes the monitor. Very difficult to kill, almost impossible. So we're gonna leave it here. And now move the items to the ship. These paths have been discovered by the community, and I'm having a bit of lag. They're like shortcuts. These are specific techniques that I'm doing now. Also, it may look simple and easy, but playing it is completely different to watching. So now I'm gonna go up the tree, the center a little bit back, and I'm gonna stay a little bit to the left, waiting for stamina. Then I'm gonna run and jump. Jump a bit to the left, but right enough so that I can glue myself to the hill. I'm gonna return for the soda. Obviously, when you start playing, you're gonna make many mistakes, and the game itself is not at all forgiving. There are so many cases when you're gonna have so silly and senseless deaths. It's just how the game is made. Something you just can't counter, or it's extremely difficult to counter. So interestingly, we haven't seen a lot of entities outside, not even here. Probably it's because it's flooded. So now you see that the water is retrieving. So by the end of the day... Oh, no, this is the sound of a giant. And it's also the sound when the giant sees me. He sees me. So he's gonna run to me if he can. If he can't, maybe there is something obstructing him. They can't enter the ship, the giants, but I can hear multiple steps. They could be in front of Maine. Oh, now they're very close. Let's see if they are visible in the radar. Yeah, over there, top. So they must be on the hill here. Yeah, there he is, the giant. He's going on the bridge. He hasn't seen me. If he had seen me, he would be running to grab me. Now he sees me. Now he's running to grab me. Not today, Mr. Giant. Not today. Nope. And I'm gonna take off and wave the giant goodbye. 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 Woo. It teleports you inside. So that was the third day. That was the third day. After the third day, deadline is 0 days left. So we just listen to him.
Report to the company building immediately to sell your scrap metal and other goods. You have 0 days left to meet the profit quota. You can use the terminal to route the autopilot to the company building.
We're using the terminal. We're typing com and confirming for the company building. It's orbiting Gordion. That's where the company is. It's a place that is relatively safe. Relatively safe. So we're gonna sell this beehive. And the toilet paper. So this is what it looks like. We're selling over there. I have a bag. These are 153, way over quota. We're ringing the bell, go back because there's a tentacle monster in there. And when you're too noisy, the tentacles come out and eat you. I'm not kidding. That's real. Our paycheck. Yeah. Now we're gonna see our credits. We have 213 on the top left credits. So we're going to buy a shovel. Costs 30. And a lockpicker. Costs 20. You can also buy a pro flashlight. You can see better with the flashlight. However, it uses up one slot of your inventory. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Be careful of this little spaceship. So now we have a weapon. We have the lockpicker and the flashlight. You can turn it on with left click and off. On the top left now we also have a battery indicator. It's slowly going to drain the battery, and then here you can charge it, and it's full again. So we can drop our tools over there, take off. And now we're going to meet the quota. Quota reached, yeah! Now we got a new profit quota. Now we need to reach 237. We have again a deadline of 3 days. And so on, guys. This is how the game is. The quota increases gradually. You're gonna be getting more money. You're going to have to create strategies to go to higher moons with more loot, more expensive stuff. You're gonna need to pay for access to these. And this is how the high quota mode of this game was invented, because players wanted to attempt to reach the highest quota that was possible mathematically. Not only mathematically, but also when it comes to skill. So how skilled are you? How far can you get without dying? Because death is constant here. In the beginning, you're gonna be dying almost every day until you find ways to not die. So I'm going to dedicate this tutorial to my friend George from D&D. George, I hope you like this, and who knows, maybe we'll see you play the game one day. Goodbye, goodbye. Have a nice day. Goodbye.